The running back is often the workhorse of the offense, and the Wave is no exception. Coach Brock Hayes has his room ready for anything that they are called to do.
It's a lot going on. It's a hell of a job of adjusting. I know we did an install this morning, and to come out and knock it out, that was pretty damn good, to be honest.
You know, I always tell them, like, people always talk about raising the bar, but why raise the bar when you can set the standard? Because once that is set, it's set. And when you get those guys to understand that, you get them to understand how practice is supposed to be, how film is supposed to be, how meetings are supposed to be. And once you get them flowing and getting into the right direction of how you want it to go, then it pretty much starts to take care of itself, because they start to have the outlook of like, hey, the standard is a standard, everything is high standards of what we're trying to attain, and they just go after it and get after it. Why give them an objective without giving them goals to attain objectives? So when we say the standard is the standard, it's more so about finding the ways to be able to accomplish what you're trying to do to get that standard met and set for what you're trying to get done.
Football is like a family. No group embodies that idea more than the running backs.
Click six on me, click six on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Click six.
And you know, when he got here, I was quiet, but you know, he talked to me. I started like talking more when he came here, and once he came here, running back, we started being like, we've been a bit of bond, but we started like building a bond stronger. It felt like a family. You know what I'm saying? We had each other back.
He said you the real two. You know the real two. Ryder McCaffrey.
Yes,
George
sir.
McCaffrey.
You know, when I think about the guys in the room and just their true personalities, it all started back when we were hired in January. And it's been a process. It's a gradual process that happens from spring up until now, where you get those guys in the room and you have to get them to understand that they have to be vulnerable in order to show who they really are. Because we all put up facades, right? And for them, it was more so about getting those guys comfortable enough to have each other back when we hit adverse situations that you're going to see within the season.
Coach Brown always preach about selfishness, and we understand that too. And we never be selfish. We always go cheer for our brothers and stuff.
You see a transition to the field because you see the love from one another on the field. So like if we have a situation in the game and say that one guy's hot and he's rolling, the guys don't complain or like bicker about, oh, well, I'm ready to get an opportunity, because they understand, like, if you have everyone's best interest, then you're gonna go with the flow of what's happening, because it will always come back around to you. And the guys understand that. It all started from the beginning with them being able to open up and be vulnerable to one another, because now you know this person's deepest secrets, this person fears, this person goals. So like once those guys start to understand, like, I'm in it for the guy next to me, they all are gonna be able to blossom in their role that they have. And I tell them all the time when we're talking about this type of stuff, like, unselfish teams win rings. And the running back room has to understand it, because only one person can touch the ball. And it's really technically one running back on the field most of the time. And those guys have to understand, like, when the opportunity presents itself, I have to be ready when my number's called. And if it's not called, I have to support the next guy that's in, because I know it'll come back around to me.
Adversity can strike at any time and anywhere. In South Louisiana, we are no strangers to the adversity of a hurricane.
After Monday morning's practice, myself with our athletics administration and some of our support staff sat down and talked about the storm was coming. At that time, it was still a tropical storm. Looked like it was going to be a Category 1, maybe a 2. And we had some contingency plans, 2 or 3 different plans. One, evacuating and being gone the whole week, regardless, towards Oklahoma, and probably working that way. Maybe not getting all the way to Oklahoma, but working west. And then the other was, let's wait 24 hours though and see, could we maybe shelter in place? The shelter in place plan though, my biggest concern was our players' safety and power outages and flooding and those sort of things that could occur.
Today, we are going tonight and tomorrow night as an entire team. It's not travel squad, juice squad, it's everybody. We're going to stay at the Marriott, our team hotel, tonight and tomorrow night. Okay, tonight and tomorrow night. When you come, you need to pack like you're going for a road trip for a couple days. Looks like this system's gonna come in tomorrow, midday. We're gonna shelter in place, but be all together at the Marriott.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't really realize what all goes into football operations. I think a lot of people just see the game on Saturday and they don't think about all the things behind the scenes that kind of made it happen. Like, you're evacuating in the middle of a normal week, so we're still preparing for a game. You have to meet as a group and think of all the different things that we might need that are normally in just a normal need, like coffee. Like, we drink a lot of caffeine here. Like, you have to move the coffee machine, you have to have printers, copiers, you have to have places to meet, places to eat, study rooms for the guys to do their classwork during the week. There's no way that any of this could have happened without the support staff that we have and just getting everything ready in such short notice and different movement pieces going and practicing at the Saints. That's a big operation too. You have to move all the equipment over to the facility, set up coach's video up in the Skyjacks and everything like that. It's just a lot that goes into it.
Even in the most uncertain times, we can always find some positivity.
I remember coming out of the meeting room, I think it was Wednesday night, and you're looking out the window and you see debris flying. There were trees, palm trees hanging halfway over. It was pretty insane.
For us, just being able, as a new team, you know, we had a lot of new guys come in the summer and everything, so I think being in a hotel with each other for a little while was good for us, building some team camaraderie and everything. It was good to spend some time with, you know, guys you typically don't get to spend time with, so I think the hurricane was a good thing for us. And in situations like that, you try to take all the positives out of it. Yeah, there's maybe a few negatives. Every, you know, situation has a negative, but you try to focus most on the positive. So I think that was good for us.
You know, if something bad happened, say good. I'm glad that happened because, you know, it was all our teams and coaches, you know, we had a bit of bond, you know, spend time with each other together. I think it was a good, you know, good environment, good atmosphere, you know. It felt good, you know, it was, you know, hanging with some teammates and coaches. When the hurricane came, you know, we were ready for it, so.
That close bond will come in handy as we head into our biggest test yet. The first road trip of the year is always a challenge, and this one is already no exception. Keep showing up is the motto of the week, and nothing, not even a hurricane, can stop the wave from showing up.
It ain't about this, it's about us. It's about this group right here. Guys, we're more than enough to go win this game. The guys in this room are more than enough, and I cannot wait to watch y'all go cut loose. Keep showing up! Keep showing up! Keep showing up! Dominate the ball! We gotta dominate the ball! This group never stops. We're gonna battle one play, next play. And then I'm coming back and I'm gonna keep showing up. I'm gonna play the next play and then I'm gonna keep showing up. We're showing up, boys.
Adversity is going to hit. That's a fact of life.
He's into the end zone, touchdown. Swerts his way through inside the right pylon for his first career touchdown.
It's how we respond to it that sets us apart.
Very rarely does a guy get kicked out for targeting in the first half and have 7,000 yards on his catapult. All right, but he was still running around bringing energy. I don't have to say his name, you already know who it is, but Slim.
I feel like that's just who I am. Like, I feel like that would have been me, regardless if I would have been playing or me being out. The best way that I could have helped the team was being able to encourage those guys on the field and be an extra set of eyes for the coaches, and being that I done played a lot of college football at this point in my career.
After spotting Oklahoma 21 points, Bailey might have been the spark that we needed.
Thompson looking to throw, rolling right, jump throw to the back of the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown, Tulane! Reggie Brown!
Usually Ty is the running quarterback, run and punch the ball in. So I guess everybody thought he was running it. Then he booted out and threw it up. And that's all they had to do, throw it up.
The message at half was simple. Stop beating ourselves, and we know that we can respond.
Way too many MAs. There will be no let up. Everybody, hey, listen. This is just the start. Right now, put a name on it, and we're showing up. the second half with everything you got.
You know, right there going into halftime, it was kind of momentum change. We came into halftime, we had everyone rallied up together, and we're like, fellas, like, you know, this is our game. Like, we're only hurting ourselves because we're having MAs here and there, and you know, we came back out there and we fixed those MAs, and you know, we're in the dogfight now.
Sometimes every ounce of effort is what it takes to play this game. But Kai is no stranger to giving extra effort, and he answered the call when we needed it most.
Ensa rolling right, throws right, it's caught by Hughes, turns upfield, the goal line, finding his way forward, is he in? Touchdown, yes. Tulane!
Oh, wow.
On 4th and goal, Tulane keeps their hopes alive of a comeback.
One of the keys to victory is always winning the turnover battle, and this week the wave struck first in a big way.
So 1st and 15, pressure comes, Arnold gets rid of it, throws an interception, and it's Tyler Grubbs taking it to the house!
Wow! Wow!
I knew that, you know, they were running mesh to get that ball to number 6, who was a really good player and probably their best receiver. And so at first, almost the same exact play, was a mesh concept, and they threw it to him, and I was like a few yards away from him and made the tackle on him. And the next play, I knew it was coming to him again, so I was like, man, I'm gonna get my chance here. I'm gonna pick it off, and it happened out the same exact way I played it in my head the play before. So, you know, to be able to do that in a big game like that is memorable, and I'm gonna hold that, you know, close to me for the rest of my life. So that's, you know, it's awesome for me.
This one hurt, and there are no moral victories in this program, but we know exactly what we are capable of and where we need to grow to become the best version of ourselves.
At halftime, 21-6, could have folded. Like, could have folded. If there were cowards in this locker room, we would have folded. But we're not cowards, and nobody here are cowards. And this group's not gonna fold.
The emotions of a game can run high. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, but every now and then, fate can bring things back into perspective.
You know, after the game, I'm kind of just taking in, you know, everything, all the emotions are starting to hit me at the end of the game. And I was out on the field, you know, just sitting there, just like, man, this could really be the last biggest game I've ever played in. And I'm sitting there selfishly thinking, like, man, you know, everything sucks right now. You know, life is bad. And I'm sitting there, and there's this fan that's sitting at, you know, like, I think a row above me. And he's kind of yelling, saying some things. And I'm like, man, who is this? Like, I don't really want to hear this right now. And he's yelling at me, and I stand up, and it was a little kid in a wheelchair. All he wanted was a hug, and you know, to put life into perspective like that is crazy. To, like, man, you think, you know, you're going through some tough things, but there's a lot out there that people, you know, a lot bigger fights that people are fighting, you know, that you think that you're going through some hard stuff, but there's people out there that are going through some harder stuff.
23-4 team goal, read that for me. What's it say?
Win the state.
Win the state. That's goal number 1. Well, this is a f***ing in-state game. This is a state championship game. Take a little pride in that. You guys, how many guys from Louisiana in this room? A lot of guys, right? This better mean some to you. It is a little different. Like, this does matter. Win the state. That's goal number 1.
I feel like this one gonna be rocking. It's like, you know, we're only 2 hours away. We're taking a bus. Yeah, so, you know, it's not that far at all. I mean, battle for the state, yeah.
I feel like that's something that we got to start with. We got to start with in-state, and being that, like you said, like, I know like a handful of those guys on the good UL team. Yeah, I feel like it's personal for me being able to have those bragging rights.
Yeah. So after the Oklahoma game, and we come back in to meet as a team, my response to the guys is, so what? Now what? You know, we can't control what's already happened. Am I happy with 2 losses? No. I kid around with them. Hey, I've been here before. As a head coach, the last 2 years, we were 1-2 to start the year. I don't want to be known as the head coach who goes 1-2 in the first 3 games forever. It's not always about how you start. How you finish is more about you. And there's no reason why this team can't achieve some really special things this year. And our goals, many of them are still very much intact.
Tulane, bringing the pain. Tulane, bringing the pain. Tulane, running the game, running the game, running the game.
We run the game by all means possible. 2010, this our year, we don't stop. I go by the name of Mr. Big Chris. I'm the main reason why your head coach pissed. Scratching teams off the list each and every week. Green Wave front page just watch and see. Saturday, Superdome, where you wanna be. All expense paid trip, Tennessee. Holiday season, we going bowling, baby. TU, just believe we achieve, baby. I know the fans wondering where we been lately, but we